it felt like the most important thing in the world. Getting your puppet right. I remember spending hours agonising over tiny, tiny details of the head and how much I wanted the eyebrows to protrude and whether the nose looked too big. Everything started coming together as the year went on, and you started seeing how something that started out as maybe a smaller project was becoming bigger and bigger and bigger until we finally performed it at the Maltings Theatre, and it seemed like the biggest production I'd ever done. I remember the stage and coming out afterwards and seeing everyone there and seeing how many people there were there, and it didn't just seem like it was just, you know, your parents there. It was so many faces you didn't recognise, and you thought, wow, I'm a proper performer. It felt like you were in a real stage show. And I still remember the dry ice, which was my favourite part, I think. That was the first time we'd ever worked together in a team like that. And I think that's what made it different to any other production we'd done. So I can't really remember parts I had in other school productions, because especially when you were further down the school, you were given a tiny part that didn't really matter. But when I was doing the Tinderbox, every part mattered. So I think it made everyone pull together more, because everyone knew that working together was the only way you were going to get it done. And you felt everyone wanted to work together to make it the best performance it could be. Whereas I think in other performances, if you're a tiny part, you don't really feel that much of a team, because you feel like you could be quite easily replaced. But I think for the Tinderbox, because you felt like your part mattered and all the parts mattered, then it made you feel like you were part of something big and that you were an important part of it. And I think that's why it feels like it was such a team effort. I think because it mattered, and it was the first thing that I'd done myself that I was really proud of doing. Because up until that point, I don't think you've ever spent that much time on a single piece of work, whether it's an academic piece of work or an artistic piece of work. I mean, art classes were just, oh, here's a bit of paper, have a bit of paint, and away you go. And it was the first time you spent months on something. I mean, even the performances we've done before for school they didn't take up as much time. And so I think it was something that you really cared about. And I think when you care that much about something, it does stay with you.